Every glance from you ignites a fire inside me that I can't put out. When you look at me, it's as if time stops and the world fades away. Your eyes speak louder than words, and every glance leaves me breathless. With every look, my heart races, wondering what you're thinking. A simple gaze from you holds 1,000 unspoken promises. Every time our eyes meet, it's like a spark that lights a new beginning. Your gaze is the spark that ignites the flame of my deepest desires. When you look at me, it's as if the universe aligns and everything makes sense. Each look you give me feels like an invitation to something deeper, something unexplored. In your eyes, I see an entire world that I can't wait to get lost in. The way you look at me makes me wonder what magic lies in your soul. Every glance is like a piece of a puzzle, each one drawing me closer to you. There's a quiet intensity in your gaze that speaks louder than anything else. Your eyes have a way of pulling me in, making everything else fade into the background. When you look at me, I feel seen in a way I never thought possible. Every look from you stirs something deep within me, something I can't ignore. A single glance from you feels like a spark in my heart, a warmth that spreads. Your eyes hold 1,000 stories, and every look makes me want to know more. The way you look at me makes me feel like the only person in the world. With every glance, I feel like I'm on the verge of something extraordinary. Your eyes light up the darkest corners of my mind and set them ablaze. When you look at me, I can't help but wonder what adventures lie ahead. Each time you look at me, I feel like I'm falling deeper into something wonderful. There's a magic in your gaze that leaves me speechless, yet so full of anticipation. Every look from you feels like the start of something beautiful, something profound. Your eyes hold the key to my heart, and every glance unlocks a new emotion. When you look at me, I feel like you're seeing into the depths of my soul. Each time our eyes meet, it's as if a spark is lit between us that cannot be extinguished. Your gaze is like a whisper that draws me closer, leaving me wanting more. Every time you look at me, it feels like a promise of something beautiful and unknown. Your eyes tell a story, and with every look, I find myself captivated by your narrative. With every glance you give me, I feel like I'm falling deeper into your world. There's something electric about the way you look at me, something that excites me. Each look from you feels like a gentle push towards something I've always wanted. When you look at me, it's like the world stops, and all I can see is you. Every glance from you is a spark that sets my heart racing and my mind wandering. Your eyes have the power to make me feel both seen and wanted all at once. Each time our eyes meet, I feel like we're sharing a secret only we understand. With every look, I can feel the intensity between us building like a force of nature. There's a warmth in your gaze that makes me feel both safe and exhilarated. When you look at me, I can't help but wonder where this spark will lead us. Your gaze is a mystery that I can't wait to unravel with every look you give me. Each glance from you feels like a message from the universe that I can't ignore. With every look, I'm pulled deeper into your world, unable to resist the draw. Your eyes shine with a light that makes everything else around us fade into the background. When you look at me, it's like you're reaching into my heart and pulling out my deepest desires. Every time our eyes meet, it feels like we're sharing a moment meant only for us. Your gaze is a promise that something beautiful is on the horizon. With every glance, I'm left wondering what's next, what's waiting for us beyond this spark. Each time you look at me, it feels like we're writing our own story, one glance at a time. Your eyes are like a fire, and every look from you fans the flames of something intense. There's a quiet power in the way you look at me that I can't ignore. When you look at me, I feel like everything I've been waiting for is finally here. Every glance from you feels like an unspoken invitation to something new and exciting. Your eyes hold so much more than what's visible. They speak of stories yet to be told. Each time you look at me, I'm filled with a sense of wonder and anticipation. The spark in your eyes is contagious, and I can't help but feel it burning within me. When you look at me, I feel a connection that's undeniable and magnetic. Every look from you makes my heart skip a beat, wondering where this spark might lead. With each glance, I feel like I'm being drawn into something deeper, something unforgettable. Every time you look at me, it's like the universe aligns in ways I can't explain. Your gaze holds me captive, making every moment feel like eternity. With every look, I feel like I'm being pulled into a new chapter of something beautiful. Your eyes speak to me in ways words never could, and each glance leaves me yearning for more. Each look you give me fills me with a sense of wonder, as if anything is possible. When our eyes meet, it feels like the world fades, and only we exist. Your gaze is a puzzle I'm eager to solve, one glance at a time. With every look, you awaken something deep within me, stirring emotions I didn't know I had. Each time you look at me, it's as though a spark is lit, igniting something powerful between us. When you look at me, it feels like we're the only two people in the universe, connected in a way that's unspoken. Every glance from you feels like a magnetic pull, drawing me closer with each passing moment. Your eyes are a window to a world that feels so familiar yet so new to me. Every time you look at me, I feel an unspoken connection that words could never describe. The way you look at me makes me feel as though you see beyond the surface, straight into my soul. When you gaze at me, I feel both alive and vulnerable, caught in the magic of the moment. Each look you give me feels like an invitation to discover something deeper, something real. There's a sense of mystery in your gaze that keeps me intrigued, wanting to know more. Every time you look at me, it's like the spark of something beautiful flickers to life. Your eyes hold secrets that I'm desperate to uncover, one look at a time. When you look at me, I feel as though I've stepped into a dream that I never want to end. Each time your eyes meet mine, I feel like I'm falling deeper into something that feels both exciting and safe. Your gaze is a quiet invitation to dive into the unknown, and I'm ready to follow you wherever it leads. With every glance, I'm drawn closer to you, unable to resist the magnetic pull of your eyes. Every look you give me feels like a spark that could set the world on fire. The way you look at me makes everything else seem irrelevant, as if nothing matters except this moment. When you gaze at me, it feels like you're reading the deepest corners of my mind, understanding me in a way no one else can. Every time our eyes meet, it feels like we're speaking a language only we can understand. Your eyes hold a power that pulls me in, and I can't help but be captivated by you. With every look, I feel a connection so deep, it's as if we've known each other forever. When you look at me, it's like you're offering me a glimpse into your soul, and I can't look away. Each glance you give me stirs something inside me, awakening feelings I never thought possible. Your gaze is electric, and every time our eyes meet, I feel the current run through me. With every look, I'm drawn to you in ways I can't quite explain but can't deny. Every time you look at me, I feel the spark of possibility, like anything could happen. Your eyes hold a warmth that makes everything around us seem brighter and more alive. When you look at me, I feel like the world stops and all that matters is you and me. Every look from you is like a secret shared between us, a bond that only grows stronger. Your gaze makes me feel seen in a way I've never felt before, fully and completely. Each time you look at me, it's like the start of something new, something thrilling. When you look at me, I feel both vulnerable and powerful, as though anything is possible between us. Every glance you give me feels like an unspoken promise, a hint of something incredible yet to come. Your eyes speak volumes, and with every look, I hear a story I can't wait to follow. Every time you look at me, I feel like I'm on the verge of discovering something extraordinary. With each glance, I'm drawn deeper into the mystery of you, wanting to know everything there is to know. Your eyes hold a fire that ignites something inside me, something that's impossible to extinguish. When you look at me, I feel like I've found a piece of myself that I never knew was missing. Each time our eyes meet, I feel like we're creating something beautiful together, something only we can see. Your gaze is a silent promise, and every look from you makes me want to explore where it leads. Every time you look at me, I feel like I'm falling into a dream I never want to wake up from. When you look at me, it's like you're inviting me to share in a moment of pure, unspoken connection. Each glance from you feels like the beginning of something powerful, something unforgettable. Your eyes make me feel like I'm the most important person in the room, like everything else fades away. With every look, I feel like I'm being pulled into your orbit, unable to resist the gravitational force of your presence.